Everybody, hope everyone is doing well. Thank you very much to everybody that is here physically and also online as well virtually. It is an absolute pleasure to have everyone here this morning. Before we commence proceedings with the information that lies ahead in relation to the squad reveal for the CONCACAF Nations League that lies ahead, we remind everybody as well that is here, we kindly ask that you place your electronic devices on a setting that will not disturb the press conference for this morning. To commence, we're going to start with a prayer by Tamesia Gray, and she will bless our proceedings for this morning.
Morning, everyone. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, I want to give you thanks for life. I want to give you thanks for everything that you have done for us. As we're here to discuss football, we are asking for your guidance, your wisdom, your knowledge, and understanding. At the end of the day, let football win. Amen.
Thank you very much, Tamesia. Once again, a very special good morning to everyone, including those tuning in via JFF Live on YouTube. And we use this opportunity as well to remind all of you of the different platforms to follow and keep abreast of the latest information with Jamaican football. On Instagram and Twitter, it's JFF_football, Facebook, Jamaica Football Federation, and of course our website, jff.football. And we'd like to thank you very much for the continued growth of the respective pages. The Instagram page, just a shade over 141,000 followers. On Facebook, a little over 118 as well. The website has also seen a spike since the CONCACAF Gold Cup as well, and we truly appreciate that as well. Especially on YouTube as well, surpassing the 16,000 subscriber mark. We also appreciate that. Before our head coach provides his remarks and information on the squad, just to introduce those on the head table as well, we have the head coach of the Reggae Boyz, Coach Heimer Helgrimson, the man in the middle. To his right, John Wall, assistant coach, and to his left, Maron Gordon as well, assistant coaches of the Reggae Boyz. So before all of that, we just want to remind you of what lies ahead. We're in the month of October, and it will be a busy month just like September was, as we will have our national teams in action, not only the men, but our women as well. As we know, October 12 and 15, our senior Reggae Boyz will play away to Grenada and to Haiti. But also our senior Reggae girls will be in action as well as they commence action in the CONCACAF Women's Gold Cup qualifiers. And they will be in action later this month as they are in a group with Panama and Guatemala. They'll need to finish at the top of their group in order to qualify, and if they finish second, then they'll go through a playoff. So in relation to those matches in particular, October 25 they will play Panama away, and they'll play Guatemala on home soil, and we will continue to keep you abreast of the information for our home encounters, date, time, and also in relation to tickets, where you can all be kept abreast with that information as well. So another busy month that lies ahead, and certainly we have some highlights of strides of late that we have to make key note about. Our senior Reggae Boyz moving up 2 places in the latest edition of the FIFA World Rankings, moving up from 58th to 56, and we're keen on that further progress up in the table. Our Reggae girls are now ranked 37th within the world, which is the highest our Reggae girls have ever been ranked in the FIFA Women's World Rankings, and we're delighted by this, and we look forward to the continued progress and growth. Also, CONCACAF officials that were here quite recently for the first leg of the Olympic qualifiers for Jamaica against Canada reported an attendance of 9,000 fans, and that is a record for a women's international in Jamaica. Absolutely fantastic to be able to have that, a record for women's football in an international, and we're looking forward to more of that nation in particular. So what I'm going to discuss now is in terms of the permutations, what lies ahead for the boys, and then we'll get right into the squad announcement and also some updates in relation to that matter as well. Now, on the men's side, Jamaica, we are currently at the top of Group B of League A of the Nations League with 4 points, and the upcoming games against Grenada and, of course, Haiti as well. The top 2 teams from that group will advance to the quarterfinals, and, of course, this will mean one step closer a chance to qualify for the Copa America tournament. By finishing at the top of the group, which is where we are right now, then that will mean a clash against either Canada or Costa Rica in the quarterfinals in November. Finishing second will mean a tie against the United States or Mexico. So it is determined on where we finish in the group, so we know exactly what lies ahead for those matches. And those quarterfinals are in the month of November, so we can keep tuned to that. So every single FIFA window, men and women, constant activity, constant matches, and we look forward to your continued support from all stakeholders, media, fans, administrators, representatives, coaches, we look forward as we join hands together to make the product continue to grow and to develop. So now that we have these out of the way, we use this opportunity to welcome our head coach, Hamer Hallgrimsson, to express some remarks and details in relation to the squad for the upcoming 2 matches.
Thank you, Simon. Maybe to add to one positive is the CONCACAF Caribbean Cup. We have 2 Jamaican clubs in the semi-final, Harborview and Cavaliers. So good job for them, and at least we will have a one Jamaican club in the final there. So congrats to them. Well, let's start on the last camp we did here in Jamaica, the first 2 games in the Nations League. A quick feedback on, there was a 1-0 win against Honduras, maybe a game that we were not so happy with. We played a good defensive game on that day. Attacking wise, when we had the ball, was not so good. So we put an emphasis on that after the Honduras game and did really well in that area against Haiti. I think we had 71% ball possession, which is the highest we have had in our game since we came in. Even though I don't mind what the statistical number is. If we do well with our attacks, I don't mind how much we keep possession. But what we were pleased with is how we played the game, even though we were slapped 2 times in the face in the first 15 minutes. So I think it was in 15 minutes we were 2-0 down after 2 counterattacks. 2 individual mistakes which happen in games. But we were really happy with the way we played the game, kept on going, kept on knocking, kept on creating chances. And this attitude, never give up, never say die, continue until the end of the game. That is something that can create a good team in the future, and we're really happy with the attitude of the players in that game. And it shows us as well that football on this level is a game of margins, meaning that in our quest to equalize the game, we could have conceded the 3rd goal. They had at least 2 really good chances to score, and that would have been a game over. So just it's a game of margin, game of balance. You need to always be secure at the back, even though you're trying to go for scoring a goal. So overall, this camp was positive. We could forget ourselves and say 4 points top of the group, like Simon said in the beginning, but we have a lot to improve on. We know that. And now going for tricky 2 away matches is going to be a tough task. Simon touched on the importance of these matches. So to get into the playoff is one thing. To get into the playoff is important for so many reasons. If we go to these playoffs and we manage to win these playoffs, that will secure us to play the semi-final and hopefully a final in the Nations League, and that gives us the right to play Copa America next summer. So for so many reasons, this is important for our team. Number 1, to grow, to play in tournaments that really will test us, to play against the best teams. So it's a so important step for developing a good team for the World Cup in 2026, so we can qualify for the World Cup in 2026. So we want to put all our emphasis on this camp coming up to secure the playoff possibility, and from then on, hopefully, we can take that opportunity and win the playoff. So 4 points will secure us the playoff place. Of course, like Simon said, we like to go for 6 points to be top of the group and play the lowest seeded team of the 4 that is waiting for us. So if we go through our opponents, maybe start with Grenada, and I'll throw it to you, Maron, if you can talk a little bit about Grenada.
Good morning, everybody. Grenada. Before I touch on Grenada, I want to talk about the coach first, Terry Codner. Very experienced coach. Been with them since May 2023. Very, very experienced, as I said. Worked with top teams before, like Ipswich and Wolves. Very organized man. I think, where Grenada is right now, coach like this, I think, is very good for them. Playing against any Caribbean team for Jamaica is always, we're like, they're measuring sticks. They use us to know exactly where the program is. So it's going to be a tough encounter for us. Grenada will not go lay down and die against a Jamaica team. Even though the head-to-head so far, I think it's 8 wins, 2 draws. We lost to them once, but the games sometimes are close. The games sometimes are battles that we must win. But that first game, I think, will be a good game for us to start off this part of the leg positively and try and get 3 points. But I don't think it's going to be a walkover. I think just like we are planning for them, they are planning for us. So that's with me for Grenada for now.
And then over to you, John. About Haiti, of course, we know Haiti from our first leg.
So it's like the pass the mic contest right now, right? Obviously bearing in mind that it's a close game coming off from the home game against Haiti. We kind of warned prior to that, but we feel as a staff it's one of the most improved teams in CONCACAF. Whereas they will be aided by some players coming back who were not part of the last game. And that's obviously going to aid them. More likely tactics and whatnot, but we will have a tough encounter against them and have a huge amount of respect for their coaching staff and what they've done so far. So Haiti in Trinidad will be the first one for me and probably for a lot of people facing Haiti in Trinidad. So that'll be an interesting factor.
Yeah, then jump in maybe to our squad for these 2 important games for us. The squad will be very similar, like we've said, and after the 2 last camp matches, we're quite happy with the performance. So it's a similar squad than the last time. There has been, though, a few setbacks and injuries. So if I run through it quickly, Casey Palmer got injured 2 weeks ago. He's not started training. He and us were hoping that he would start training before this weekend so he can play and play with us, but he's not ready to start training, so he is out. Amari Bell sadly was got injured in the 20th minute in the last game, and he will be out for at least 2 to 3 weeks more, so he's not in. Our squad, Ethan Pinnock has an Achilles injury, so he will miss this camp as well. He might and probably will play, just to be clear on that. He will probably play this weekend, but he needs treatment on his Achilles, and he's going to use the FIFA window to recover on that one with the doctors in England. And then Konaya Boyce-Clark is playing on Tuesday for Reading, so we want him to play that match. In his development as a goalkeeper, we need him to play senior matches, so he is supposed to play a cup game on Tuesday. And because of the tight schedule, we thought it would be better just that he would stay in England and focus on Reading at this time, and we bring in another goalkeeper for this camp. The last one not in the squad from last camp is a Whisper. He's not in the squad now, obviously, because we have to be consistent in what we say. So he hasn't played a game for such a long time. I can tell from my point of view, I would like to have selected him for this camp because he has done good. in recent games for us when he has been given a chance, but we have to be consistent in what we say and what we do. So we hopefully, and sadly, his age is not helping him, so he's not 18, so he cannot go to Chelsea and start to play and train. So we have to wait until he turns 18 so he can start to play senior football again. So hopefully it will be short until we pick him again, but we have to be consistent in that one. So I think that's the players that were in the last camp that are not in this one. So it's on. Yeah, so we add some regular or familiar faces in the squad, and if the squad is online, so I think there's 2 new faces in this group. It's Karoy Anderson, a young, how old is he? 18 years old, midfielder from Charlton, and then Michael Hector, also from Charlton. So two new faces from Charlton is joining the squad now. We have not worked with him before, and really like to see him, especially in the absence of Ethan Pinnock. We thought it would be good to have an experienced guy coming and replacing him. So that is the squad we have for the camp against Haiti and Grenada. I think so, yeah.
And for the benefit of those that are physically here and versus those online, the goalkeepers, Andre Blake, Kemar Foster, Jamali Waite, the defenders, Javane Brown, Tavon Gray, Dishon Bernard, Dexter Lembikisa, Damien Lowe, Michael Hector, Greg Lee, and Adrian Mariappa, Bobby Decordova-Reed, Daniel Johnson, Joel Latiboder, Kevin Lambert, Keroy Anderson, Demario Phillips, and Mikel Antonio, Shamar Nicholson, Leon Bailey, Romario Williams, Ronaldo Cephas, and Demarai Gray. We now use this opportunity to open the floor for questions from the media in relation to the squad and the upcoming matches in the CONCACAF Nations League. We also remind you all to listen to your colleagues as well and the questions that they ask, so that you're not repeating the same question when you get your opportunity to ask a question. Repeated questions that have already been asked will not be facilitated, and we kindly ask as well that you use the microphone right behind our videographers to be able to pose your question. All right? Rashid, would you like to start?
Focus on this camp.
Good morning, Rashid Parchment here from The Observer. You mentioned that Casey Palmer is out of the midfield because of injury. Does this present a chance for you to add some experience in there with Latiboder, who is a youngster who is more known for central back playing? He can have some exposure beside him to show up that midfield for the next game. And the other question is, in the past, we've had troubles with Grenada, not necessarily the scoreline, but how they've played us. They've been very competitive. The public may not be aware of that. And based on how the game might go, even regardless of the result, it might be a tight game. People may not understand the context of that. How important is it to translate that message to the public?
Yeah, I'm going to start on that one, on Grenada. We know it. We have done our homework on them. That has been Meron's job, and he knows from the past as well, so he is educating us as newcomers. So it's really good to have a Jamaican-born coach in the staff, and also to give that information to the players. So I think that's really important. But it's a good question, and I think when you play a match like this, is to give everything from minute one, to play with urgency from minute one, and you need to have a lot of patience in your backpack for games like this. And who knows, maybe like against Haiti, we will be slapped in the face in the beginning. So no, we are aware of the strength of Grenada as well as Haiti, of course, but we are aware of the strength of Haiti and how they play. And it's difficult to play them away in their home, really. So I agree with you on that one. Regarding with whomever. We're not going to select the team who's going to play there, but we have quite a versatile group of players who can move around, play more positions than one. And I think that is a benefit to a small nation like Jamaica, to have players in the squad that can play more than one position. So I think in our minds, at least, we have solutions to what you were asking about within this squad. So we decided to go for a young player for the future to look at in this camp, because I think we can manage this within the players group we had.
Livingston, any question?
You want to add to this?
You can use the microphone right here.
Yes. If they want to add to something, then
Of course.
we'll give them.
We'll kindly ask, for those benefits online, we'll kindly ask to use the microphone. Thank you though, Olivia. But John Merron, anything to add to what Coach said in those two questions?
Just to the Grenada question. When we're playing against Caribbean teams, we always talk about, we're like the measuring stick for them. So they're always gonna come to us and play as hard as they can. As hard as they can. So we never, look at them or look down on any team. I, for one, always, pushing the guys, pushing the staff. Say, hey, even though we have beat these teams before, most of them are close encounters. So, we're not planning for Grenada any less than we would have planned for Mexico or US.
All right, go ahead, Livy.
Yes, Coach. We all know the issues from the last two games, the midfield issues. What are you planning to do about that in the camp and get it right for the games?
Well, I thought we did better in these games from Honduras to Haiti in regards to creation, even against a stronger opponent, Haiti. We did better in midfield. The second game, it was tweaking, doing whatever we can do on the training ground to help improve how we create. But it's also that we cannot be the best in all areas of football. Sometimes you have to select what your identity is as a football team. So you cannot be both the quickest, the fastest in transition, the best defensive team, and also the best creative team. So you have to find where are your strengths and maybe build more on the strengths. This is where we are constantly trying to develop how we create when in position.
2 away games, Coach. I don't know how you plan to approach playing back-to-back away games. Important games that we need points from.
Yeah, we will never think about the second game before playing the first one. So that's a priority. We go for the first game for trying to win that game. So that is how we plan it. Even though it's a short distance between Grenada and Trinidad, the logistics of flying between these places is not so easy. So we are trying to do the best. Like I said, it's for the future, not only for this team, but for Jamaican football. I think it's important now that the players are given the best possibilities to win these games, because it's important going forward for this team.
Whisper, Coach, don't you think it's a special case? We all know his situation. Don't you think the games has been assisting his development, being that he's someone you're looking for to have a big impact on the national team in the future? Don't you think it would be good to continue with him, just as you have done?
Yeah, he is a player that I think is going to be a Jamaican national team player for the next 15 years. So it is our job to try to help. I agree, and it's everywhere you look with picking a 17-year-old, it's controversies around everywhere. So you do one thing, and then it's you contradict something else. But we have shown, I think, by selecting him, even though he's not playing senior football, how much we kind of rate him But I told you before why we didn't select him at this time. It's been a long time since he played a competitive game. So, but he is in our mind. He is a future player for Jamaica, and we give him all the support that we can.
I don't know if you take this one or Coach Moran, but Michael Hector has been out of the reckoning for some while. Just tell me a little bit about bringing him back and what's the expectation with him.
Coach said earlier, we had a experienced player, Pinnock, out. It is always good to try and bring in our experience to replace our experience. Plus, I think it's fair to Michael to be a part of. He has never worked with this new coaching staff before. Coach is always wanting to see him. I think this is just a good opportunity. He's a seasoned campaigner for us, So it's just a good opportunity for him. Experienced player and versatile, can play in the back, play in the middle. So it's a good thing just to see him now.
And he's actually playing well at the moment.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much, Livingston. Much appreciated there. We can proceed with a few more questions.
Morning, Coach Ohidi Blake, Dre Anywhere Sports. I have two questions. The first relates to a player who's not here, but just to ask, Travante Stewart, who is in Italy, made his debut in the Serie A. Can you shed some light on why he wasn't called up on this occasion? We know on the last occasion he had just completed his transfer.
Yeah, so basically, to answer all these questions why this player is not here is because we think that the squad we selected is the best squad for these games. So that goes for all the questions about why this guy is not here. But we are really happy with Travante that he was in the squad. I think he played 7 minutes or something. But that's the first step in a really, really competitive, good league. So we are excited to watch how he will progress in Italy, really. And I think he has a potential to do something. He's a little bit different striker than, for example, the guys we have.
And the second question is, it's been a long time coming, but Kieroy Anderson has been selected in this squad. Can you, or Coach Wall, who I know has charge for the under-20, shed some light on the kind of player that he is and what you're expecting of that player?
It's a long time coming. He's 18 years old. Over to you.
Yeah, they had that conversation when he was an infant. So, yeah. No, on a serious note, Charlton and the fact that he's been a starter for Charlton, and ever since this start of the season, he's been consistent, and it's exciting, I think. And just with every young player coming up, that there's always a door open and a pathway into the first team. I think that selection proves it. But he's on here on his own merit, and the fact that he's a box-to-box type of midfielder, and what he can bring, that kind of element to our team, will be interesting.
Can I add to this question, because it's a good one? I think it also shows how important it is for Jamaica to have a constantly running under-20 or an under-21 national team. For these players to take the first step into the senior national team, I think it just shows how important it is. So they are not forgotten, and it goes the same with Whisper as him. It would be good to have a platform for these players to show how good they are for Jamaica and Jamaicans.
There's a follow-up question.
One last one, yeah.
If it's permitted, but it can be answered at the end, not to break the flow. Just any update, Coach, on recently we saw an article about Mason Greenwood in I think it was the Observer, and any update on Reece Nelson, their progress towards getting their Jamaican citizenship? Thank you.
No, it's no updates on them.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fraser. Any questions from your end? All right. Do we have any other questions from the media? Yes, go ahead, Sportsmax.
Hello, good morning. Leger Williams from Sportsmax. Coach, rightly or wrongly, I guess there was a bit of criticism following the last game. This is in relation to previous questions asked, because maybe a lot of people weren't expecting such a Haiti team to cause that many issues. it could be the same when visiting Haiti or playing against Grenada. Do you feel any added pressure personally for you or the team to perform in these games?
Not on us, no, not on us. But there is pressure, of course, because we want to win. And if people thought that the pressure from or the game against Haiti was supposed to be easy for us, I think that's naive and maybe lack of knowledge of how good they are, because they were ranked number one or seeded number one in our group, so they were seeded above us for the start of this Nations League. So in that sense, they should have been better than us. So if we think that games against a team like Haiti should be easy, then it's kind of naive.
Thank you very much. Any further questions from the media? All right, we'll have Daniel Lake.
Hi, Coach. You're just over a year in the job. I know that when we've gone for foreign coaches in the past, there's been criticisms that they haven't quite adjusted to the Jamaican culture and everything. Firstly, have you felt more comfortable in this Jamaican space, and how would you describe that year so far in terms of the style of play, your interaction with the players and fans and that type of thing?
It can be a really, really long answer. Adapting to the culture is honestly different from my culture, a lot of things. So some things I would have said the first year or the first months after coming, I would probably regret it. So I'm happy I decided to stay and learn the culture before talking. So I think we can, as a national team, improve a lot of areas. I think in JFF, I think as well, we can do a lot more. So we are closer to what the best teams, the best national teams are doing. Playing style, I think we are getting there slowly. Now, number one, when you want to improve a playing style, you need to work with the same players. So I think we have found, it always takes time to find the players you want to work with. So I think we have found a core of players that we think we can continue working with, and then we can develop a playing style. You cannot develop a playing style picking 12, 13, 14 new players every camp. Then you always have to start from beginning. So the first thing you need to do to make some kind of an identity is to work with the same players again and again. Being a national team coach, we know that we have, in this case, we have 2 trainings in a game and 1 training in a game. So it's not a lot of time you can work with the team on the pitch. So in that case, I think we are doing quite well with the time that we have. Again, if we want to continue to grow, it's important to go to finals, to go next year to Copa America and spend a month with the players. Then you can grow the team, both on the pitch and off the pitch.
Yeah, and just finally, I know that you said no updates on Greenwood, but compared to the, what's been happening overseas with a lot of the controversy surrounding him, would you be comfortable with him in the squad, and what do you think he will certainly add to the team, especially knowing the quote-unquote baggage that would come with him?
I think we are not any different, or I am not different from all coaches in the world. I think we would like to have the best talent on our team, and if he gets his former fitness at his former level, for sure he will have that level to help Jamaica. And all coaches would like to have good players in their team. So we are not any different from other coaches. Yeah, for sure he has some baggage. But I think it's premature to be talking about a player not here. We like to focus on now our games against Haiti and Grenada with the players that we have selected. Whatever happened will happen. But yeah, I think I'm not different from any other coach in the world. I like to have the best players with the best abilities to play for my teams. So just to be honest on that and answering your question about that.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much, Daniel. We can facilitate 2 more. MG, you can go ahead, and then we'll end.
Coach, over a year now in the job, one question I have to ask you. Philosophy, style of play. What should we as the fans expect our brand of football to expect from the Jamaican national team going forward? Qualifier started next year, and the World Cup is actually right around the corner. It's not far. So what brand or philosophy of football should we expect to see in the coming future?
I think the style always depends on the players you have. But when you start, and when we started, we focus on the foundation of that every team needs to have. We need to have a good defensive, solid unit that knows how to defend. Then I think Jamaica has attacking flair, attacking quality, probably one of the most exciting attacking players in the world. So how we use these qualities is based on how we can defend teams. We cannot be going gung-ho all the time, especially against the good teams. And if we are going for the World Cup in 2026, we need to have a good balance, defensive and attacking. But I think all teams that make results don't concede a lot of goals at the international level. So not many games end 5-4 or 4-3. It's a 2-1 or 1-0. So we need to be able to not concede goals as we have done in the past. That's a priority at the moment. And from that, we can build on the attacking game. So, yeah, maybe what kind of a football we are developing slowly, but hopefully steadily.
Thank you very much, MG. We'll take the last question. Please go ahead.
Melton Williams from Loop News. Coach, just wanted to comment on an exclusive story that is in today's online mail. It speaks about Tariq Mitchell. International futures is up in the air after he was left out of England squad. The story said that he is being targeted by Jamaica. Can you shed some light on that?
Sorry, I didn't get it.
Crystal Palace star Tariq Mitchell. There is an exclusive story in online mail about he's looking at his international future since he was left out of England squad. And it said he's being targeted by Jamaica. Do you know anything about that? You can shed any light?
Yeah, he's. I think he has a Jamaican heritage. I can share that with you. And if he wants to play for Jamaica, he is welcome like anyone else. But this is what we have been saying. It's kind of a positive wave. There's a lot of players that really are thinking about playing for Jamaica because they have a Jamaican heritage. So, yeah, I'm happy if he's thinking about Jamaica. I'm really happy. He's a good player.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Members of the media, we appreciate you tuning in as well, especially to those virtually as well online. Thank you very much to the technical team as well with MG and Siobhan, the members of the Jamaica Football Federation staff, media, fans. We appreciate your support. Very busy month. And just a reminder as well, October 12th, Jamaica against Grenada in Grenada, the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. That's 6 o'clock kickoff Jamaica time. And Jamaica against Haiti at the Hazley Crawford Stadium in Trinidad. That's Sunday, October 15. And that will be at 7 p.m. Jamaica time. And at the end of the month, as we know, the Reggae Girls will be back in action in the CONCACAF Women's Gold Cup qualifiers. Panama away on October 25 and welcome Guatemala on home soil on the 29th. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. Have a pleasant weekend. Thank you.